Why, hello all. Oh, I don't know what that was. Welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today we are checking out the second and final part of the Lantern Rite quest, which is Exquisite Night Chimes Part 2. I don't know what the actual quest is called at the moment, but right now we are going to talk to Ganyu. So, let's go. To Yujing Terrace we go. I think it's called Yujing Terrace. You already know that if you've watched my channel even once that my pronunciation of things is less than optimal. Whip! Whip! Oh, dang it. I love the Leeway theme. It's very nice. Genshin music in general. She's asleep. Oh no. Please don't do that. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Greetings, Traveler and Paimon. What time is it?
Are you okay, Ganyu? You were nodding off there. Didn't you sleep well last night?
But she said she wasn't gonna sleep, so... I mean, can we really say anything about it? She specifically said she wasn't gonna sleep well. Which is sad, but that's what she said was gonna happen.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Let's discuss the matter at hand. Since last time, I've been thinking a lot about the story Paimon told me. In essence, someone rescued a drowning man and performed some music. If that were all there was to it, it could have been many people, human or adeptus. But the tune was allegedly so wonderful that the drowning man forgot about everything else, even his own impending death, and only came to his senses after being brought to shore.
Don't know how we could hear that while in the midst of drowning. How do you hear and listen to music well enough while you're drowning to forget that you're drowning?
Perhaps there was an adeptal power at work in that music that he, as a mortal, could not perceive. Or perhaps he sensed a power surrounding him but lacked the words to describe it, not knowing where it came from. Either way, if this part of the story is true, then the rescuer has to have been an adeptus.
You really think so? But this story is all the way from Fontaine. Isn't this a bit of a long shot? Also, I'm really curious about how people from Fontaine think this fairy lady looked. Then she looked just like Ganyu. Guess that does technically make sense. Actually, Ganyu, if you had to save a drowning person, how would you go about it?
Oddly specific question.
Huh? Me? Well, I'd get them to the shore, and then I'd probably hide behind a tree and watch them for a while. Once I was sure that they were going to be okay, I'd slip away without a sound.
Gonna be a little creep there, Aether.
Got it. So basically, Ganyu's the type of person who doesn't like taking credit for her good deeds.
No, it's not like that. I'm just not very good at explaining things. And I also find it really awkward accepting other people's gratitude.
I get that. Social anxiety. It's fun.
Well, what if this adeptus in the story had a similar attitude? That would explain why she just left without saying a word. She was probably thinking something like, one was merely passing by and saw fit to address this egregious disruption to one's graceful zithering at once. You may keep your thanks to yourself.
That was actually a very good impression of Cloud Retainer, Paimon. As far as I'm aware, Cloud Retainer isn't the most musically gifted. Still, we can't completely rule her out just yet.
Okay. I mean, are we gonna look at and find every single adeptus just to figure out this myth, if it's real or not, and who done it? Goodness gracious.
If we set off now, we could head to Mount Outsung and ask her about it. You'll be able to confirm either way if it's her, and I can, I've been in Lea Harbor for so long now that I'm just not as familiar with the Adepti anymore. If there's anything we want to know about them, she's the best person to ask.
Sounds
Don't I need...
great. And we're pretty close with Cloud Retainer by now, so we probably don't even need to bring her food this time, right?
But don't I need a seal of permission to just get into Joyon Karst without, dying?
I've prepared a gift for her to mark the festival, just in case. However, Cloud Retainer spends most of her days studying mechanisms in her abode. She's on her own so much of the time that the moment she has someone to chat with, she just... Never mind. I promised I'd help Mr. Dvorak, and now that I've made the contract, I can't be having second thoughts. Traveler, Paimon, let's set off for Cloud Retainer's abode.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be climbing.
This is a tough decision
Oh
for
no.
Garu, but she's made up her mind now.
Oh no. Alright.
Paimon gets why she'd be so anxious. Okay, how about this? If Cloud Retainer tries to start telling stories about her again this year, we should pipe up and change the topic. Wait, did she leave already? Hey, Ganyu, wait up! Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up. Don't either of you need to take any breaks?
Again, you're flying. Why does... Okay. This is a question that I've realized I've noticed is something I need answered. Why does Paimon have legs? Why does she need them? She floats all the time and we have never seen her walking. So why does she need legs? And why does she have them? I feel like it actually would be really terrifying to see Paimon running. But why does she have legs? She clearly doesn't use them, so why does she have them?
I can't believe it. Cloud Retainer is not here.
Have we checked in the actual mode?
Huh? Did we miss her?
She doesn't like to travel, so in the past, it's always been the other Adepti who come to visit her during the festivals. True. Now that I think about it, Cloud Retainer would be quite capable of taking care of anything on her own. There's no need to worry about her. Since she's not here, I guess the next step is to check all the other Adepti abodes, one by one.
For what? Are we just checking for other Adepti?
Will it involve a lot more traveling?
Yep.
Got it! Paimon has a great idea!
Please go on, Paimon.
Our goal here is to find the adeptus that helped Dvorak's ancestor, right? We can't hear any music right now, but if she's really as nice as the story suggests, she'd definitely come to help anyone who was drowning, right?
Who are we drowning? We need to find someone to fake drown to make an adepti come and think we're actually drowning someone so they will save that person. Logic at its finest.
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
So, all we have to do is get the traveler to pretend to fall into the water, and the adeptus will come to the rescue!
Oh, of course it's gonna be me.
You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim! Paimon would sink like a rock!
Yeah, that checks out. That checks out.
Just trust Paimon! The water's pretty deep over there. Quick, swim to the very center!
Alright, this is a very interesting idea, but let's do it. Where am I going? Over here? It's over that way. Ooh, I can fish up here?
Help! Someone's drowning!
This is the
Only
most...
there was a kind-hearted adeptus here to save us! Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon do?
This is the most ridiculous plan I've ever seen.
What is going on?
Oh my gosh, it's Zhao. Hi!
How do you feel right now?
Oh, and Shenhe, wow. We got the entire gang out.
Shenhe, conqueror of demons.
Why don't you say something? Please don't make Paimon explain it.
Sigh. Sigh.
Okay, fine. Paimon will explain. We're looking for an adeptus who's good at being a lifeguard and playing music. But if the adepti aren't gonna stay home, then how are we supposed to find them?
It wasn't me.
You're all supposed to be introverts. You're all supposed to be little mole introverts. Stay in your houses all the time so we can always find where you are, okay?
Yeah, so this adeptus is most likely a woman.
And I am not an adeptus, as you both already know, Traveler and Paimon.
Shenhe, don't be disappointed in me. It's not my fault.
Okay, so this is Paimon's fault.
Thank you.
No way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this was gonna be.
Glad you're okay. As far as I know, the one you seek is no Yaksha. And one last thing. Your actions here caused others a great deal of worry. Do not repeat them again in the future.
It's not my fault, Slayer, okay? I swear. And is gone.
As ever, the conqueror of demons comes and goes, just like the wind.
Her eyes, I swear. Why? I think people do, but I feel like people don't talk about them enough. Shenhe's eyes are just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Right. I didn't dare to say a word just now. How's your training going, Shenhe? Have you made any plans for Lantern Rite? We could spend it together in Liyue Harbor if you'd like.
Oh, I had planned to spend the festival with Master this year. However,
Oh, speaking of Cloud Retainer, when did you see her last?
earlier this morning, she set off for Mount Hulao at dawn. I noticed she was using an adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked like a boiler. Maybe it was a gift from Mountain Shaper. I did not inquire.
Interesting.
So we just missed her. Please excuse me for a moment. I think I'll leave the gift in her abode.
Sure, thank you.
It sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe have gotten a lot closer recently.
Yes, during the summer and winter, I continue to train with Master. In the other months of the year, I have been learning to adapt to human life in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, and also recommended several work positions for me. But when I try to blend in by referring to her as Miss Ganyu or Lady Ganyu, like the others, she says I mustn't address her like that.
Ooh. Ooh. Are we discovering things? We're discovering things.
Sometimes I'm supposed to copy other people. Sometimes I'm not. It's a little difficult to keep track of everything.
Are we gonna support this? We're gonna support this.
Is that what it is? Noted. So, you came looking for Master today because you wanted to ask her about the Mystery Adeptus. Is that right?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, have you ever heard any music while out training in the mountains?
Music? What is that?
It's, a kind of a happy or relaxing sound. Or, a nerve-wracking sound. Or even a terrifying one.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain music to other people. What is that? What is going on in the soundtrack right now? Do you guys hear that? Maybe that's it. We should find whoever's doing that.
Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us. We won't miss her again.
Yay! That's really helpful. Thanks!
We were just talking about this thing called music, and based on Paimon's description, I do believe I hear it every day. Please follow me.
How has Shenhe not heard of music? Like, I get that she was isolated from other people, but I feel like she would still have heard about it, right? She's not that isolated, right? Oh gosh.
Oh, really? Great, let's go!
This is the place. I enjoy training here to the sound of music.
Pretty sure that's thunder.
Oh no! Paimon's got death! Paimon can't hear anything!
My condolences.
Paimon hasn't gone deaf after all! Paimon heard you when you just spoke. Anyway, where is this music?
The faint sound of birdsong.
Alright, guys, we're back. I had to take a little break because something came up, but we are back.
Oh, Paimon wasn't quite done with the description. Okay, fine, it's all Paimon's fault. What we're looking for are not the sounds of nature, but melodies played on special instruments.
Why didn't you just say instruments in the first place? Shenha has no idea what you're talking about. Please, just enunciate. That's not what the word is. Whatever, just, you know.
And a melody is?
Ooh, yeah, on you, because I don't want to hear Paimon sing.
Hey, why don't you just sing that one melody Shen has heard before? It'll probably help her to understand what we're talking about.
The one that summoned whopper flowers out of the depths of Hades to murder me. Okay. I wasn't expecting there actually to be sound from that.
Oh, was that from the opera that Yunjin sang?
That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
It felt like I was transported back to the past. In my mind's eye, I could see the Zhao lanterns lighting up the night sky again.
They're legit called Zhao lanterns?
We're all there, raising our glasses and drinking to our heart's content on the Jade Chamber. As I watched Yunjin's performance, I felt a warm sensation in my heart. And as the drink reached my stomach, it went from warm to hot. When you hummed that melody just now, feelings from a whole year ago came right back to me, as strong as they were on that day.
Oh, this is cute.
So that's the power of music.
Wow, Shenhe. That was so deep.
We're learning the lesson that every High School Musical fan learned like 10 years ago. How old is High School Musical now? That movie is old.
Music definitely has the power to bring up memories. It's like a time capsule with all the special moments from our lives squished inside. What about you, Ganyu? Are there any melodies that have left a deep impression on you?
I don't remember if my parents ever sang any lullabies to me. I know some local folk songs. And a few other things come to mind too. The songs of the sailors down at the docks. The little ditties that the vendors call out in front of their beloved shops. The tunes of folk artists performing on the streets.
That was a rhyme.
Yes, that's
Oh, jeez. I'm perishing. I'm dying. Oh, no. Goodness. For those of you that don't know, I'm allergic to grass. But I'm inside right now, so I'm just dying for no reason.
In the past, whenever I heard the sound of those tunes, I always felt that they were worlds apart from me. Nenny and Leoa probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect with humans' artistic expression and their sentiments. So I haven't been able to integrate into their community and be a part of their lives. At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to realize that the only barriers are ones that I have erected with my imagination. The way those melodies make me feel isn't all that different from other people after all. They're about mundane details of everyday existence. Life's ups and downs, joys and sorrows.
Oh.
Even though we come from different backgrounds and have different stories to tell, when it comes down to the most common things that we see and experience around us each day in the city,
In that sense, we're all the same.
You go, Ganyu! You're really making progress. You have loads of friends in Liyue Harbor when you think about it. Like, okay, maybe some are more like coworkers and bosses. But at the very least, Kuching and Shenha are your friends now, right?
I like how she doesn't say that we're her friends. She's just like, no, we're not at that point yet.
Yes, I am. Technically speaking, we should refer to each other by the conventional forms of address used among fellow disciples. But now that I know what constitutes a friendship, I do believe we are more friends than co-disciples.
Thank you, everyone.
Once the days are warmer, I would like to host you at my home in the city. Please invite Kuching as well.
Shenha has a house in Lua? When did that happen?
I've planted many types of flowers. I'm sure some of them will be to your taste.
Are we eating flowers now? We're gonna have a banquet with Zhao and his snow that he likes to eat, and then Shenha and her flowers.
You are too kind. I couldn't possibly.
Nonsense. You are my friend. I have cultivated and cared for the flowers just as you taught me. Once you've seen them for yourself, I am sure you can advise me how to do an even better job next time.
Oh, Ganyu taught her how to garden? That's adorable.
I will save some for decoration. We can feast on the rest.
Then, thank you in advance. Wait, what is that saying again? If you insist?
Do people say that? I'm not completely sure either.
It doesn't matter, okay? You got the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out. Eating flowers? Really? Does this have anything to do with you both being the disciples of that illuminated bird?
Who dares refer to one not by one's adeptus title, but merely as that illuminated bird?
I'm sorry, it wasn't me. I didn't say anything.
Master.
Our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
Ah! There it is! The illuminated bird has landed!
Please eat Paimon, Cloud Retainer. Thank you.
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it rather than she. Even after being chastised once already? Barely a moment has passed since we last met, and yet your impertinence has reached new heights. Very well. If you refuse to learn your lesson, one shall scold you no further. One has received your message from Ganyu. On the matter of the adeptus you seek, one suspects to know their identity. Well, shall one lead the way?
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone here.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some savory dishes.
Happy Lantern,
If you
right?
want to release a Shao Lantern, come and find us anytime.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Lantern Rite to you too.
Thank the adeptuses who sang the song. Oh my gosh.
Quaily Plains?
Gweely? I thought it was Julie.
Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong, but have you ever heard of her?
I thought that was the crossbow. Is the crossbow named Guizhong? What do you mean?
Guizhong is another name of Agentus, the god of dust. She was extroverted in nature and adored social gatherings and inventions alike. Long ago, this region was yet a prosperous assembly. Guizhong often invited her friends to visit her home, reserving for us seats around the largest stone table. Seagazer would always bring out his latest treasure and place it upon the table. He could be quite the braggart. Though usually a mild-mannered fellow, when it came to those collectibles he was so fond of,
He always loved to show them off.
Honestly, that sounds about right.
Paimon remembers that name. So that's what Sea Gazer was like.
He was an old friend and a former rival. One has many memories of him. Once he had brought out the treasure, it would predictably become the center of attention. Neither Guizhong nor One was content to let him just steal the spotlight. So we would then also present our proudest mechanical creations.
So it was like, no, I'm better than you, except, all-powerful adeptus.
As adepti, we were each gifted in our own ways, and naturally proud of our accomplishments in our respective fields of expertise. As a result, One often quarreled with Sea Gazer. His treasures were not even of his own making. He just used his exploration skills to dig them out of the ground. How, pray tell, could he compare to me, when every single one of One's accomplishments were crafted by one's own hand?
I don't think you have hands.
Cloud Retainer, you are getting competitive again.
One digresses. Regardless, every time an argument occurred, Guizhong would come over to watch us during our mutual lambastics. On some occasions, she would join in, and on others, she'd take one of us by the limb and start uttering the most ridiculous nonsense.
What kind of nonsense?
No kind of nonsense were we spared. Sometimes she would brazenly opine, why argue between yourselves when neither of you could ever hope to beat me? Other times, she would make unsolicited suggestions, such as, once you two are done arguing, let's go to the foot of the mountain and grill some meat.
They just sound like siblings, honestly, and I'm living for it.
She always sought to make everyone happy, and one must say, she had quite the gift for it. No matter what nonsense she said, One never felt bothered or offended. It also helped that she never referred to One as that illuminated bird or ladybird.
Come on, get over yourself!
Jeez, Paimon, you're gonna get both of us murdered, I swear.
Anyway, just as our impassioned arguments would reach the apex of acrimony, Marchosius would bring his delectable dishes to the table.
Marchosius?
Who would dare snub the stove god and his wondrous
Oh,
creations?
this...
At the sight of him, we would all immediately drop the argument and prepare the table for a night of feasting and drinking.
Isn't that Guoba? I think it's Guoba, right?
Back then, One was always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Can you see yourselves ever enjoying a drink from a square cup?
I've never thought about how the shape of the cup I was drinking from would affect my enjoyment of said drink. I mean, I suppose there's psychology in the color of the cup, so I don't know, there might be psychology in the shape.
Then you are most tolerant, but that is its own virtue. Even One could never find fault with Marchosius's cooking. As we ate, Guizhong would continue to find topics for conversation, filling the table with humor and laughter. Each of those old fossils had their character flaws and points of obstinacy. So why was it that whenever we dined together, we always had a marvelous time? We would drink together from a spot high in the mountains, until the moon set and the sun rose, and only then would the banquet finally come to an end. Streetwood Rambler would often remain to admire the flowers with Guizhong before returning to her own abode. The glaze lilies were far more abundant back then. Entire fields of them would appear to the eye as a veritable sea of flowers.
There's an adeptus called Streetward Rambler? What?
Streetward Rambler?
Exactly, what?
That would be Ping. You probably know her as Madam Ping.
Her adeptus name is Streetward Rambler? What does that mean? What does that even mean? What secrets are you hiding, Grandma? confusion. Alright, we're back.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is a lovely story and everything, but didn't we come here to find that adeptus from Mr. Dvorak's story?
Oh yeah, we kind of did get off track there.
Or are you saying that it was Guizhong? Didn't she, already,
Die in a gruesome war? Yeah.
Alas, long has one avoided this place for precisely that reason. The sights here are a reminder of a time long gone, and evoke much sorrow.
Yeah, I would guess
One
so.
should have guessed that you would disrupt one's poignant moment of mourning with your incessant questioning.
You were telling us a story, so quiet yourself.
No matter, one will share the whole story with you now.
Ooh, another story. You know we love our stories.
Times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals, and neither would yield. Under the pretext of a social gathering, one invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations. But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's obscuro vulpus mechanism was superior. Though one was too proud to acknowledge it, in one's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts. As for the story between Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly, until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetwood Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetwood Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device. Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything. We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world below.
What? You have loads of friends, and you seem pretty chatty.
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces does not mean one is fond of them. One is perfectly capable of partaking in conversation despite being introverted.
We have different opinions on that matter.
But in the end, one is nothing like Streetward Rambler. She is dauntless but thoughtful, not to mention eloquent and wise. Moreover, her friendship with Guizhong was far greater than one's own. Back when they were rivals, they would often compete against one another in the realm of musical composition. That cleansing bell was one of Guizhong's proudest works, having the ability to both compose and perform.
Wait, that's weird. Didn't Madame Ping say she pestered an old friend for that bell?
Oh yeah, like when we first met her, she was completely giving away that bell to absolutely everybody who asked for it. Also, there's treasure hoarders back there, I'm realizing.
And she also said something about being a vain beauty when she was young or something.
Streetward Rambler, a vain beauty. My foot. That bell has a sad history. Clearly, she refrained from sharing with you the truth of its origins, since the right time had not yet come.
Okay.
As for her old friend, who else could it be? As soon as Streetward Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapis, and that he had made an enormous decision. After all, we all have known each other for several millennia. Some things between us are implicitly understood.
I suppose you would understand some things about each other if you knew each other for eons.
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code? Oh, Paimon did not see that one coming.
Enough of your intrusions. Where was one up to? Ah, yes. One remembers now. The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art, and can be used to great effect as an accompanying instrument. After the passing of its creator, it was used on numerous occasions during rites of parting, but Streetward Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. No. Each time she rang it, it was to play the tune that Gui Zhang composed on it. The two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Who would have thought that with Gui Zhang's passing and Streetward Rambler's mourning, two tunes composed in discord would eventually become one harmonious composition?
Oh, stop making me sad. You're not allowed to do that.
Once upon a time, Streetwood Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Gui Zhang passed, she preferred her own company. She could often be found sitting alone at a mountain summit, contemplating and reminiscing with her zither.
Okay.
Music would go from mournful to soothing to impassioned. Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to our satisfaction. In celebration, she played the tune to the clouds. Regrettably, one has only ever heard her play that tune once.
Oh.
Which brings one back to the matter you've been investigating. Perhaps it was during that performance that the ancestor of your Fontaine friend fell into the water and was saved by Streetwood Rambler.
But if she was so happy with the melody, why would she only play it once?
Because it made her sad, Paimon. You don't understand these things.
One was also greatly perplexed by this. After suppressing one's curiosity for a long while, one finally approached her and asked why she would retire the tune after having spent so long on it.
Sorry, guys.
In response, she said, "Though the strings that played that melody survive, the one who inspired it is gone. Tell me, Cloud Retainer, when the one attuned to my soul is no longer here, who else could hope to understand this tune?"
Aw, poor Madame Ping.
I just remember being taken care of by you when I was young. Once the Archon War came to an end, I stayed behind in Liyue Harbor to honor my contract.
Wait, Ganyu was around during the Archon War? When did that happen?
Although I met Gui Zhang a few times, I never knew anything of this particular story.
Gui Zhang was quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time. Her manuscripts still lie unfinished in the realm of clouds. Blank pages give one cause for contemplation on what might have been.
Oh, she was a writer?
Had you not decided to search for that mystery adeptus, perhaps these stories too would have been lost to the sands of time. As of now, you know the truth. That the adeptus who rescued the drowning man was none other than Streetwood Rambler.
Jeez. Oh. Sorry.
Do you intend to discuss this with her?
Do we? Thinking real hard about it.
Do you mean Ping might find the topic too distressing?
I mean, she probably will, I'm guessing.
Precisely. The passing of our old friend is a heavy topic that both of us are usually careful to avoid.
If I may be so bold, Cloud Retainer, could it be that this is just your own personal opinion?
Ooh.
Oh? How so?
She's getting called out.
I've been in Leo Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed many farewells along the way. So I too am well acquainted with the pain of the passing of a loved one. But this doesn't bring the city or its people to a standstill. They have to keep moving forward. Someone as perceptive and wise as Ping will surely have come to understand and embrace this. Though these immortal mountains have lost an adeptus,
Ooh,
the
chest.
harbor of mortals has gained a wise elder. No loss can ever be undone. But there is always much that can still be gained. Ping has helped countless people, and will guide many others in the years to come. And all to whom she extends a helping hand become her friends. People she can admire flowers and discuss music with. Though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit, life goes on. Because there are new friends waiting for you further down the road.
We even asked Madame Ping what she thought about adding a music festival to this year's Lantern Rite. When we get back, why don't we just ask her if she'd like to perform? Maybe we can even get her up on stage.
Ooh, that might be fun.
You youngsters and your imaginations.
Why don't you come with us?
Let's
It's
go.
been a long
Let's do
time
it.
since you last spoke with Ping. And Leo Harbor is always decorated so beautifully during the festival period.
Is not every Lantern Rite the same in this regard? Were there ever anything new to discuss? One in Ping could meet any day of the year.
I disagree. Each new day and each new year is different from those that have come before. How long will you simply let them pass you by?
Do it for Ganyu. Do it.
The edibles she brought this time were indeed quite delectable.
Edibles. Ganyu, what have you been feeding your adeptus?
Very well. Then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
All right. We should be getting back to the harbor as well. We don't want to keep her waiting.
Yeah.
Once the Guili Assembly, now the Guili Plains.
Because people died here.
Say, if we planted flowers there and cared for them carefully enough, do you think that one day we'd be able to recreate the sea of glaze lilies?
Ooh, Geoculus. No, I don't think so. I mean,
Allow one
maybe.
to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still far too given to flights of fancy, child.
You don't have ears. How did you hear us?
What? Cloud Retainer? You were still listening?
She doesn't have ears.
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you. This time, one is departing in earnest. Streetward. Or rather, presumably, you would prefer to be addressed as Ping?
I don't know why one would choose to call themselves Ping, but you know, it's a choice.
Cloud Retainer, you are uncommonly polite today.
Yeah, because we're about to remind you of some things.
Given that Lantern Rite is almost upon us, the weather in the city is most pleasant, and a sweet floral fragrance lingers in the air. Ahem. Ganyu, please continue from here.
Oh, Cloud Retainer, you're socially awkward.
Alright. So, this all started because we were trying to help Mr. Dvorak find the adeptus who saved his ancestor's life. Cloud Retainer informed us that the one who played that melody and rescued the drowning man was none other than yourself.
Let me think. Yes, I do believe I recall that encounter.
Interesting. Why are you so worried about this Cloud Retainer? Did you do something you don't want people to find out about?
A long time ago that was. I'm surprised that you still remember it. Even more astonishing, perhaps, is the fact that this story has survived this long at all, when mortal lives are so very brief.
Somewhat.
It appears that she has proven herself right once again.
Who's she?
We like to
Stop
call her
playing the
Lady.
pronoun game.
From the look in Cloud Retainer's eyes, I sense that she has already told you all about her.
Albeit reluctantly, one might add.
You give us a whole cutscene. That wasn't reluctantly.
Harm done. After all, Lantern Rite's very purpose is to commemorate the heroes who gave their lives for Liyue. Although Guizhong did not live to see the splendid sights of today, she was as much a hero as any other.
So, how has she proven herself right again exactly?
Once upon a time, she said to me that humans were a weak form of life that she wished to protect with her wisdom. But as she interacted more and more with them, her opinions on them began to change. She marveled at the beautiful complexity of their spirits, the sheer splendor of all they could accomplish through their hard work and intelligence.
Why are there only two types of immortal beings in games and or movies? Like, either one, they think that humans are parasites, or two, they're like, you mortal beings, your intelligence and complexity in the tiny span of your lives, wow, you are so amazing and wonderful, and blah, blah, blah. Why is that the only two kinds of immortals there can be? Why?
She told us that to underestimate human potential would be to make a grave mistake. With the smallest amount of guidance, enormous power can be unleashed in them, and a human who has reached their full potential may well be her equal. Someone who could have as much to teach an adeptus as to learn from them.
Okay, but wait, so none of the characters look like they have noses then, but then Madam Ping over here has a giant freaking nose. Look at this, it's got lines and everything. Why does she get a nose? Why? Is it because she's an old lady?
She always had a way with words. That her mechanical accomplishments were judged superior to one's own was, one suspects, in large part due to her sheer eloquence.
Speaking of mechanics, Cloud Retainer, do you still remember that potted plant mechanism? The one that the two of you gave me as a gift?
Of course. Guizhong and one both put an immense amount of effort into that gift. It would be no overstatement to call it a testament to each of our individual technical genius.
As Guizhong once said, it takes every blade of grass and every flower to make a homeland.
Ow.
When I see the sight of Liyue Harbor before us today, I am reminded of this.
Madam Ping looks very emotional right now.
Of all of us, it was Guizhong who was the fondest of these grand and exciting occasions. If she were still with us, I'm quite sure she would still be trying to best Cloud Retainer's finest works at every opportunity.
Liyue Harbor is always filled with the sound of music at this time of the year. If she were here, one is certain that she would seek you out to discuss and debate the virtues of various melodies.
Oh, yeah, music! We've been dying to ask. What was the melody that you played back then? Oh, also, with you being such a music expert and all, why don't you join the concert as a performer?
Oh yeah, that's right. We came here to ask that in the first place. Granny, sing for us.
I can make arrangements right away.
Oh, as much as I don't wish to dampen your enthusiasm,
No!
it's been a long time since I played this zither. My fingers don't have the dexterity they once did.
No!
And whenever I play that tune, it always reminds me of her. I start wondering what she would think of the changes I have made to her melody. There was a period of time whenever I started strumming, it almost felt like she was back again. Sitting right there on the stone stool next to me, chatting away. Skybracer and Seagazer too, looking just like they did in the old days. No matter how much time goes by, the moment that melody starts playing, it transports me right back to that time in my memory.
So, okay, is Madame Ping just pretending to be old? Or how old is she? Because as far as we know, I think Zhao is the oldest adeptus we have knowledge of, right? And he doesn't seem to act old. So, how old is Ping? How old are you, ma'am?
So the past still weighs heavily on your heart?
Oh, I would be lying to myself if I claimed to have completely moved on. But that is not to say that grief doesn't get easier with time. Despite the sadness, I have found many things that bring me joy in life. It is simply the nature of the world in which we live that even if one wished to mourn for an eternity, it would be a nigh impossible feat. Just look at this potted plant. Isn't it stunning?
It takes an honest and open mind to confront and conquer grief. You have indeed made progress.
Be that as it may, I shall leave the lantern rite stage to the youth of today.
Well, if you're sure.
Granny! Whoa, what's everyone doing
Oh,
here?
hey, Anfei.
Did something bad happen?
Yes.
And now we've spooked Yanfei. No. Everyone's just here to give me their regards for the holiday.
Oh, that's wonderful, I'm glad. Well, in that case, happy Lantern Rite, everyone.
Happiest lantern ritus.
Happy Lantern Rite. Oh, I just remembered that I have some work to do at Yuehai Pavilion that I need to discuss with Yanfei. I haven't been able to find a chance until now.
Why does Ganyu sound so nervous? Ooh, are we finding tea? Are we finding tea?
I will leave Mr. Dvorak in your capable hands. Cloud Retainer, Ping, we will be off for now.
Huh? Does it have to be right now? Which case is this again? Hey, Ganyu!
Yanfei doesn't even know what case they're working on. What are they doing? What are they doing?
It seems Ganyu still has much to learn when it comes to the art of deception.
What a pity. She has learned nothing of one's ability to carry a conversation.
Good thing.
Since it's been so long, Cloud Retainer, why don't you stay? I'll make a cup of tea and we can chat a while.
How are you gonna feed tea to a bird? It's like a friggin' stork. How are you gonna do it?
Gladly. This was one's intention as well.
I suppose this Cloud Retainer could use your beak like a straw, maybe? I don't know.
When you next see the Fontaine musician, please give him my regards. I'd like to wish him the very best with the concert.
You got it, Madam Ping.
Thank you all. I think you've listened to enough of my nattering for one day. As for that melody, I will play it for you all another time. Goodness knows I need to practice it first.
Wow.
I thought you said you couldn't play it.
We'll look forward to it.
Did you lie to me?
When that time comes, wherever her spirit may be among the countless grains of sand and specks of dust between the harbor and the mountains, perhaps she will look at the Liyue of today and steal a smile when she sees the prosperous land that it has become.
Mr. Dvorak! Ah, and Kuchin's here too! Thanks for helping set all of this up.
Oh, do we get to actually see the concert now? Yes!
Welcome back. Did everything go well?
Yes.
Really, really well. We found the person Mr. Dvorak was looking for.
Are you serious? I see. So the melody my ancestor heard was an adeptus remembering her late friend?
Mm-hmm.
That certainly explains why it was such a powerful and poignant tune.
Exactly.
Huh. That's a really interesting first reaction. Guess that comes with having a musical mind.
I have to say, though, it's hard to believe that the fairy from the tale is now an elderly granny.
I still don't believe that she's actually elderly. I mean, how old can she possibly be?
Oh, Paimon knows exactly what you mean. Normally, Adepti don't age at all.
Exactly.
But Streetward Rambler, or Madam Ping as we know her, probably only became old because it's what she wanted for herself.
Oh, so Adepti can choose to get old randomly? They're just like, you know what? I want to feel like crap. And like I'm a 70-year-old lady, even though I'm immortal. Don't know why. They can just do that. Alright, cool.
Madame Ping possesses vast knowledge and great wisdom. Whatever physical form she may decide to take, her mind and wits are as sharp as they come.
Yep, Kuchin summed it up perfectly. That's exactly what Paimon was trying to say.
I think... yes. I must thank her in person. That can wait until after the concert, though. For now, I need to devote all my emotional energy to the performance.
Ooh, concert. Concert, concert, concert.
Madam Ping wishes you all the best with the music festival.
Concert, concert,
Paimon has
concert.
a sneaking suspicion that she'll stay in her usual spot, but listen to the performances from afar.
Concert, concert,
Wait, are you
concert.
serious?
Yes!
Oh no, now I'm starting to get nervous. Okay.
Don't get nervous. Let's make it bad.
Nope, another rehearsal is in order. Please excuse me, everyone.
Oh, come on. Babe, I want to see the concert. Yeah.
Mr. Dvorak? He's already gone. Paimon wasn't even finished telling him everything. Before we set off on our search with Ganyu, he asked us about what music means to people. After our recent adventure, Paimon thinks we have a lot more to say about that now.
Please, share your insights with me.
No.
Well, we found out that music can be used for good, but also for bad. It can make people happy and moved, but it can also be sad and bittersweet.
How did you not know this already?
And music is like a kind of memory written in people's hearts. It can put you in touch with feelings from a totally different time and place.
Broad summary.
It sounds
Very
like you had an
broad.
eventful trip. Don't worry, I'm sure Ganyu will fill me in on all the details shortly.
Ganyu is friends with all the Liyue chicks.
Wait, does that mean you're gonna carry on working?
Mm-hmm. Just a few things to wrap up. All the groundwork is done. As long as everyone enjoys the festival activities, all our efforts are worthwhile.
Happy Lantern Light.
Happy Lantern Rite to you as well.
I said that like 5 times today.
That should be everything taken care of, right? Oh, no, wait.
Oh, what else do we have to do?
Paimon feels like she's forgetting something. What was it? Oh, it feels like it was a while ago. Shoot! Latent... Wait, no.
Oh, yeah!
Fancy bamboo shoots!
We were getting Zhongli his soup.
Zhongli said he wasn't in a hurry, so if we went now, there's probably still time, right? Anyway, even if we don't make it, it's not our fault. He could have totally picked them by himself. Ugh. Anyway, let's go check with with him at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Oh, is Hu Tao performing? Hu Tao's performing? Why is Hu Tao performing? 77th generation. Yes, we know who Hu Tao is. Is Hu Tao actually going to be singing in this cutscene? Oh no. I'm afraid now.
Alright, let's take a break here. Oh wow, look who it is! Are you here to hang out with everyone's favorite funeral director?
Of course I'm here to hang out with everyone's favorite funeral director. What else would I be doing?
So you're just casually practicing your rapping skills at the entrance to your funeral parlor? In broad daylight? Okay.
Rapping? She's gonna be rapping? Oh no! Mihoyo, what are you doing? Yeah, you're scaring me, please.
After everything we've been through, you don't see me for a hot minute, and you're back to being scared of your own shadow.
I'm not scared of you, I'm scared of the fact that you're rapping, okay? Please.
All this open space, a clear view of the mountains behind and the sea in front. Not to mention we have several invisible audience members enthusiastically cheering us on. It's the perfect spot to rehearse.
Invisible audience members?
Ghosties.
Gotta say, it took me a few days to get used to Director Who's way of talking.
Xinyan was pretty spooked too when she first got here. Just like when she sees a frog, but a giant frog with sharp teeth.
Is Xinyan scared of frogs? How dare you? Frogs are my beloveds. They're beautiful.
Come on, knock it off.
What's wrong? I've never seen someone look so confused before. Well, don't worry, because Director Who's here to explain it all. There once was a Fontaine musician who went around town on a mission. He came door to door for his iridescence tour, looking for acts to audition.
Why is she saying this in poem form? She's scaring me. Don't start rapping. If you start rapping, oh no.
With my words, Xinyan's courts, and Yunjin as our mentor,
Oh no.
we'll take the stage by storm with flames roaring and the whole audience calling for more.
I'm afraid. Oh no.
For sure! The whole dance floor will be yelling encore! Encore! Oh, now Paimon's rhyming along. But when you say flames roaring, are you sure this'll be safe?
I mean, they're both pyro. They've got visions. I don't know what the Natlin Archon is like, but I don't think that they would care.
No, don't you worry about that. I'm pretty experienced on the stage, and I've already informed the Yuhong of all the pyrotechnics we're planning on using.
Careful, Xinyan, your southern is showing.
Huh. Guess we'll just have to trust Xinyan on this one.
Oh, Zhongli. He took one of those fancy meal boxes and set off for the mountains. Said he wanted to pay a visit to some old friends.
Do I have to climb Juean Karst again?
It's a real pity that he couldn't be around for this. As well as being a true connoisseur of traditional art forms, he's able to appreciate Xinyan's performances too.
Yeah, that's right. Matter of fact, he was the one who first invited me to perform here. To tell the truth, though, I never thought I'd really find myself rehearsing here one day.
At a funeral parlor? Me neither.
Well, now you know. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is a great location. All of you are always welcome to come and hang out here, especially if you're in the mood to try something new. I can speak to that. Hu Tao is always full of fun surprises.
And jump scares.
Actually, Xinyan, I have some lyric ideas for your part. Do you want to go through them together?
Sure thing. I'm all ears.
Oh, Traveler and Paimon, I believe Zhongli was heading to Mount Hulao, so make sure you're hiking up the right hill.
I have to hike up a mountain to give an old man his soup? Why?
When you see Zhongli, please pass on this message to him. It's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. No excuses.
Fine.
You should join us too. It'll be a riot. If there's one thing I've learned from being a funeral director, it's how to throw a party.
Why would you learn that from being a funeral director?
Paimon sees them! It's illuminated deer and illuminated bird number 2!
Illuminated bird number 2.
A familiar face. Have you come from Liyue Harbor? How is the city nowadays?
Mooncarver's voice itches my brain. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but it's just such a nice and smooth, deep voice. Like, beautiful.
Everything's great! But you know, if you're so curious, you can always go and check it out for yourself.
In fact, Mooncarver has been taking many walks on Mount Tianheng in recent times. I believe the sights of the city are quite familiar to him.
Here you are! We've brought the bamboo shoots you wanted.
We brought your soup.
Impeccable timing. Traditionally, bamboo shoot soup ought to be slow cooked for many hours on low heat. Using adeptus arts to hasten the process is something of a shortcut.
Wait, that mechanism, is that?
Indeed. Cloud Retainer kindly lent me her supreme cuisine machine.
It even has a rhyming name. It even has a rhyming name. It's like a freaking, I don't even know. It's like one of those rhyming cooking things. Ow. I can't. Oh my gosh, my brain today. Anyways.
Can we not just call it a cooking machine? Actually, never mind. She seems to take a lot of pride in her mechanical gizmos, so it's probably best if Paimon doesn't go changing the name willy-nilly.
Meanwhile, you still call her illuminated bird.
I trust that you found the answers you were seeking during your recent journey?
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay.
The past should be remembered, but not overly dwelt upon. Our journey should be seen as a means to take on more from the world around us.
Have you been stalking us?
When the bamboo shoot soup is ready, I must insist that you try some for yourself.
The fact that you're changing the subject back to the soup makes me suspicious, sir.
Oh, Zhongli, Hutao told us to tell you something. She said, it's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. No excuses.
Yeah.
When she says performance, she must mean the Lantern Rite Music Festival. As for the banquet, she didn't tell us anything more about that, but she invited us to come as well.
I don't know, I'm just here.
As you can see, I have a prior engagement with 2 Adepti friends of mine tonight. Please, give Director Hu my best wishes for the performance. As for the banquet, since the Director insists, far be it from a mere consultant like myself to refuse.
Yay! Then we'll see you there?
It still boggles my brain that Hu Tao is Zhongli's boss.
Absolutely.
How does this happen?
Rex Lapis, the bamboo shoot soup is ready.
Thank you. I will examine it right away. The appearance is exquisite, and the aroma rich and intense. The craftsmanship of this machine is commendable indeed. Since you came all this way, you should not leave empty-handed. Please, take some soup. It tastes most exquisite while still warm.
I mean, I suppose that's at the least I'm owed. Hey, it's not lagging. Okay.
I'm honored to be here on the Iridescence Tour stage. Alright, without further ado, I'm Shinyan, this is Hutao, and this is a little something called...
The Blaze Lilies!
Gosh, I'm afraid. Oh, hey, everybody's here. Nice.
I'm up here blazing trails through the midnight sky, lighting up the world below. And when the crowds all hear my voice, they'll meet the spirit
Does anyone have any plans tomorrow? With another year behind us, I think we deserve a celebration of our own. My treat. Interested?
The Tianquan footing the bill? I can't miss out on that.
Beidou and Yelan, they're doing things. Baiju! Is anyone else excited for Baiju to come out whenever he does? Because I need him. Oh, look at my boy being all emo.
Master, listen!
May the year ahead be a blessed one.
I believe it shall be.
This is a really pretty cutscene. Ah!
Master, the Shao lanterns,
Ha! Elementary. One shall fashion for you a Shao lantern the likes of which the world has never seen. And you must take it to Liyue Harbor to display its magnificence for all.
Listen! That must be Manapin!
Is she gonna sing? Granny, sing! Oh, that was a really cute cutscene. Oh. That was adorable. Ah, we finished it. Alright. That is it for the Lantern Rite quests of the 3.4 event. This was so cool. I thought that the Lantern Rite was going to be basically just a bunch of minigames. I didn't know there was going to be a story and quest to it, but I'm really happy there was, because the cutscenes and the story in this were really beautiful. I love the storyline. The rapping was less than good, but you know, how much can I ask for? The last cutscene was absolutely gorgeous. Thank you guys so much for following me on this Lantern Rite series, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!